Ready? Ready? Okay. So, for story time, we're going to continue reading some Eve Bunting books. We like those. Okay? This Eve Bunting story is another poem, so we're going to team read it together, Forrest and I. Okay? This one's called Red Fox Running by Eve Bunting. Two different pictures. Okay? Alright.
Fox running.
Red Fox Running by Eve Bunting. Do you want to start it or do you want me to start it?
You can start it.
Okay, I'll start. Red fox running, running through the snow. White sky above and white earth below. Winter should be over, but it didn't go away. Hunger runs beside you on this cold and frozen day. Nice job, Elliot. This is like a 3-team read. First turn.
Red fox stopping, looking up to see a woodpecker out of reach high in a tree. Whooper swans huddled where the lake shines through. An eagle silent in the air, his shadow silent too.
Nice job. Good picture. This book has beautiful pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Our turn again. Red fox, hungry fox, listening to hear the scrabble, scrabble, scrabble of a white-tailed deer. The rustle of the cranes as they lift into the sky. The sad, lonely echo of a last loon's cry. Okay, Forrest's turn, so just listen, okay?
Red fox, starving fox, desperate to find a rabbit or a rodent, food of any kind. Night is coming faster now, the world is turning gray. Eagles blur and darkness crawls.
Try this word again.
Oh, edges blur and darkness crawls along the end of day.
Nice job. Sounds like the fox is looking for food. He's hungry. Archer. Red fox, weary fox, slinking down to creep. Low in the hollow where the snow lies deep. Wary of a wildcat that's belly creeping too. A fast and famished wildcat that may be watching
you.
That's right.
Well, it's not watching us right now.
No. Ooh, now it is. There's the wildcat.
It's watching me mostly.
Now he's watching you.
Yeah. Red fox, joyous fox, sniffing what you've found, dragging it behind you along the frosty ground. Your paws are raw and bleeding, your body's torn and spent. You stumble round in circles. At your last, you find your scent.
At last, you find your scent.
Oh, I know what that means.
What's a scent?
Like your baby. No.
A scent is a smell.
Oh.
So he's using his nose to smell for food.
Good guess, though.
Yeah, that's a good guess.
I think he's smelling his baby.
Our turn. The lake of ice is shining. The moon's an orange glow. The falling stars are streaks of flame. So far to go. But there's a rock, a stump of tree, a smell you recognize. You find new strength to stagger on, to hurry with your prize.
I wonder what he's holding.
I don't know.
The wildcat.
Maybe. He's running in the moonlight. Look at there's eyes. Little animals watching.
It's probably some
last page. Forrest's turn.
Red fox, crawl into your den. Food for you, your mate and cubs. Eat your fill and then, all curled together in a worm-free heap. Sleep safely, red fox. Sleep, sleep, sleep.
So she found food for her mate and her cubs. That's a good story. I like that one. Red fox running. That's neat, huh? Okay. Now we're going to read one that we haven't read. This one's called The Wall by Eve Bunting. Okay, let's put that one down.
Okay.
Okay. So what do we see in this picture?
Like he's touching the wall and he's carrying his kid.
Yes. But we don't know anything about that wall.
Oh yeah, they're
Oh.
different pictures.
Different pictures. Do we know anything about that wall?
I'm not going to tell you what's about it.
No, I want you to tell me. Do you know anything about this wall?
Yes, I read some of the book.
You already read some of this?
Some of it.
Okay, put that one down, please.
And it's a wall, and it's the people that died in the war.
That's right. That's a really important wall. This is a memorial in Washington, D.C. This wall really exists. Okay?
Okay.
The Wall by Eve Bunting. So this might be a sad story, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is the wall, my grandfather's wall. On it are the names of those killed in a war long ago. Where is Grandpa's name? I ask. We have to find it, Dad says. He and I have come a long way for this, and we walk slowly, searching.
That would seem hard, looking
Look
up,
how
down.
long that wall is. Huh.
Wow.
And if there's tiny little names written on it,
Tiny. You might pass them and not even know.
does that mean there's a lot of names on that wall?
Yeah, like 200 names.
Oh, I
More
think
than
there's
that.
lots.
Well, probably thousands.
There's probably like 2,000 in one square.
So we're looking for grandfather's name. The wall is black and shiny as a mirror. In it I can see Dad and me. See the reflections?
Yeah.
I can see the bare trees behind us and the dark flying clouds. Does that mean it's a sunshiny day?
No.
Think so?
No.
Sounds like there might be clouds in the sky.
I think maybe
And it says
gray.
it's kind of dark.
Oh, so it's not a good day.
Maybe it's a kind of a cloudy day.
Probably it's kind of rainy.
Does that make you think, oh, it's a happy day?
No.
No, because they're looking for grandfather's name. And if his name's on that wall, what does that mean happened to grandfather?
He died.
He died in a war. A man in a wheelchair stares at the names. He doesn't have any legs. I'm looking, and he sees me looking, and he smiles. Hi, son. Hi. His hat is a soft, squashed green, and there are medals on it. His pant legs are folded back, and his shirt is a soldier's shirt. So what do we know about him?
He's like a soldier. He has guns to shoot bad guys.
Does it look like he has guns?
Well, not right now.
Why not?
Because he's in a wheelchair.
How do you think he got in a wheelchair?
He was.
Oh, I know.
He doesn't have any legs.
Well,
Go ahead, tell me.
I think he went in a war and got his legs shot off, cut off, or bombed off.
Something maybe really bad happened.
Yeah.
what's
think so,
his
too.
bond off?
Maybe an explosion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or maybe he walked on a ground bomb on accident.
But you're right. He's dressed like a soldier, so I think he was a soldier, and then he got hurt. Do you think if he had died, then his name might be on the wall?
Yeah.
So maybe he's looking for some of his friends' names. Maybe. We'll find out. A woman, old as my grandma, is hugging a man as old as my grandpa would be. They're both crying. Shh, he whispers. Shh. So maybe they found a name of somebody that they loved. Okay. Flowers and other things have been laid against the wall. There are little flags and old teddy bears and letters weighted with stones so they won't blow away. Someone had left a rose with a droopy head. So it looks like the little boy's looking at all the things that people have left on the wall to remember their loved ones. Flags and teddy bears.
And pictures
Yep.
I saw.
Have you found Grandpa yet? I ask. No, Dad says. There are so many names. They are listed under the years when they were killed.
Oh.
I found 1967. That's when my grandpa died. Dad runs his fingers along the rows of print, and I do too. The letters marked side by side like rows of soldiers. They're nice and even. It's better printing than I can do. The wall is warm.
So maybe it's a warm day, but kind of a dark day.
Yeah. Dad is searching and searching. Albert A. Jensen, Charles Bronsky, George Munoz, he mutters. His fingers stop moving. Here he is. My grandpa? I ask. Dad nods. Your grandpa. His voice blurs. My dad. He was just my age when he was killed. Dad's rubbing the name, rubbing and rubbing as if he wants to wipe it away. Maybe he just wants to remember the way it feels. He lifts me so I can touch it too. We've brought paper. Dad puts it over the letters and rubs it with a pencil, so the paper goes dark, and the letters show up white. You've got parts of other guys' names on there too, I tell him. See where, that's called a rubbing. He's doing a rubbing with the pencil. And he's pointing out to his dad, look like he has little parts of the other names around it.
That says no. They see it in an O.
Part of his name has an N-O? Yeah. It's George, maybe Nino. Dad looks at the paper. Your grandpa won't mind. They were probably friends of his anyway, I say. Dad nods. Maybe so. A man and a boy walk past. Can we go to the river now, Grandpa? The boy asks. Yes. The man takes the boy's hand. But button your jacket. It's cold. That's what that boy and his grandpa were talking. My dad stands very still with his head bent. A bunch of big girls in school uniforms come down the path. Their teacher is with them. They are all carrying more of those little flags. Is this wall for the dead soldiers, Miss Gerber? One of them asks in a loud voice. The names are all names of the dead, but the wall is for all of us, the teacher says. The wall is for us to remember, huh? They make a lot of noise and ask a lot of questions, and all the time, Dad just stands there with his head bowed, and I stand beside him. The girls stick their flags in the dirt in front of the wall, and then they leave. Then it's quiet again. Dad folds the paper that has Grandpa's name on it and puts it in his wallet. He slides out a picture of me, one of the lucky ones they took in school. Mom made me wear a tie. Dad puts the picture on the grass below Grandpa's name. It blows away. I get it and put it back and pile some little stones on top of it. My face smiles up at me from under the stones.
It looks like he's sad.
Yeah.
I think he's happy.
Grandpa won't know who I am, I tell Dad. Oh, I think he will, Dad says. I move closer to him. It's sad here. He puts his hand on my shoulder. I know, but it's a place of honor. I'm proud that your grandfather's name is on this wall. I am too. I am. But I'd rather have my grandpa here, taking me to the river, telling me to button my jacket because it's cold. I'd rather have him here with us. And here's a note. The Vietnam Veterans Memorial honors the men and women of the armed forces of the United States who served in the Vietnam War. On it are listed the names of those who gave their lives. The memorial is located in Washington, D.C. On the wall are more than how many names?
58,000 names.
58,000 names. That's a lot of names. So all of those names are on that wall.
That's how many people have died.
And other names are constantly being added as the remains of those missing in action are found. So we're still finding more and more people, still to this day.
Did they make more wall?
They will keep adding more and more until we found all of the names, all of the people who have died in which war?
The Vietnam.
The Vietnam War.
Have you read this book before?
They make the wall bigger, like.
They do. And that wall is for us to remember all of the Americans, not just the Air Force, not just the Army.
How would we know which time they died?
Oh, you're asking how do we know which part of the wall they will add? If we don't know, then they'll just add it to a part that just says unknown.
Oh.
But that's a good question. That's an important book.